Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video on the channel, and welcome to the Eminem fan ranks series. We're obviously going through a bunch of music on the channel, and obviously the Weeknd has been a big part of the channel so far and has gotten me a lot of subscribers and some new people to talk about music with, which I'm always down for. So today we're ranking the Thursday mixtape, his second mixtape overall. We reacted to all of his music in it, and obviously we've already done the House of Balloons mixtape. If you haven't seen that video, please check it out. If you guys do like these graphics that I put together, it takes a bit of time to do, but I hope you guys do enjoy that part of the video and like these kind of ranking style videos. If there's anything I can improve on, please let me know, because always down for new ideas to change it up and make it look a lot better and appeal to everyone. So, by the way, I have to like close the window and turn off the fan for this video, and it's stinking hot in Australia, and I'm dying in here, so bear with me. So obviously we have the S tier as the top, then we have A, B, C, D, E, and obviously F, which is a shocking song. Nobody wants to hear it. I think you guys get the gist of the tier list by now, and I guess we'll get straight into it. And by the way, if I rank songs low, it doesn't mean I think they're bad. It just means, well, maybe they are bad, but so we're not really comparing it to every album that's ever existed. This is within the Weeknd's music only. So if a song ranks low, it doesn't mean it's bad. Maybe it is bad, but it just means it subverted my expectations in terms of the Weeknd's music. So there we go. Well, first of all, we have 𝐤𝐤, and 𝐤𝐤 is easily, like, I could easily distinguish this is the worst song on the album. I think what really does let it down is it's too unnecessary in length, and it's also a bit repetitive as well, which is definitely a big thing for me in music. If a song's too repetitive, I know it's good for catchiness and whatever, but I feel like if it's too repetitive, I just think it's white noise. It becomes white noise, and it also decreases the replay value after a while, which is definitely a big thing in music. You want to be able to play the song over and over to get the most out of it, and if it's repetitive, it's gonna lose your interest very fast. The first part was chill, however, it wasn't really that easy to tell what he was saying, and the second part again was too slow. It was very dragged out in length, which was kind of a problem with House of Balloons, that mixtape. There were a lot of songs that dragged out, and there's a similar theme in this song, although I think not so much. Anyway, 𝐤𝐤 is in the E tier, unfortunately. It's not that bad that it's an F song, but it is pretty low, and I don't think it was that good. Next, we have The Zone. This is the one feature in the album. I'm not sure if The Weeknd had done a feature before, but this is the first one I've seen so far, and this is with Drake. The feature from Drake was actually okay, and it got better as it went along, I think. Definitely had some cool flows in there, and something I actually didn't mind from Drake, which is a lot coming from an Eminem fan. I think 𝐥𝐤𝐬 or The Weeknd wasn't too good on this song. I think his part wasn't up to scratch, even though it was his song. And overall, it was a bit strange and drawn out again. And yeah, that's pretty much why it's ranking low on this list. I think The Weeknd could have definitely put in a more solid performance and less generic. That's in D tier, unfortunately. Next, we have Heaven or Las Vegas. This was one of the last songs we listened to, I believe, and the instrumentals were awesome, but they were also in your face quite a lot. It was very out there, and it was a cool listen. But the problem here is his voice was very reverby, I guess, and had a bit too much ambience on it, and therefore it was just very echoey and a lot to process. And it also meant that there wasn't much said content-wise, or at least that could be heard anyway, because it may have been too reverby, but at the same time, I don't think there was that much content in it, which definitely isn't a plus. So unfortunately, Heaven or Las Vegas is also in D tier. Don't worry, it gets better from here. So, okay, next we have Thursday. Thursday was quite a trippy song, not gonna lie. It was very unique and different, but at the same time, definitely not something I'd listen to on a regular basis. You gotta be kidding me. It sounded like as if he was stepping on glass, and that's a sound effect they put in, which is really cool and inventive, but definitely something I wouldn't listen to in reality. Very distorted sound to it as well, very out of worldly, which definitely takes place in a lot of songs in this album. Some definitely hit better than others, but you'll see anyway. That song is in C tier. So the start of the C tier, these songs are not average. I think D tier is slightly average or below, but I think C tier, it's definitely a song you could argue is good. Okay, next we have Life of the Party, and I definitely didn't have the Life of the Party at New Year's Eve because nobody turned up for my party. Nah, I'm joking. I had COVID, so I had to stay home, unfortunately. But Life of the Party is this really extreme rock style, very grungy and grimy. You know, grinds your gears a little bit, gets you in the mood. The problem is the instrumentals were so loud that I think it definitely overpowered The Weeknd's voice in this song, which isn't great because you can't really hear what he's saying. But it also sounded like it was straight from a movie track. This isn't a song I'd listen to normally, but I think this is in C tier. Next, we have Lonely Star. Now, this song was quite cool. It was the first one we listened to, obviously, and I had to do a little bit of a re-listen. It was very strange, but unique. Definitely gave me chills, and not in a bad way. And I think the instrumentals, even though weird and unique, something that The Weeknd did get right on this album is a few songs he paired well with vocally, and that was really cool, and I think this is one of them. The lyrics were drowned out a lot as well, but it didn't hinder the song in any way. It actually sounded great, which unlike the other song, I think it was Heaven or Las Vegas, that was a bit too reverby, but I think this one, they nailed it quite a bit better. Or he did, sorry. They did. Anyway, that makes Lonely Star the first song to go into B tier, so a good song. Get in. Next, we have The Birds Part 1 and Part 2. I can't really separate these songs as they really are really good when you listen to them together. It's definitely worth doing, just straight after the other. So I feel like they're kind of one song. You know, they're split into two parts because they're too long for one song. It would be like a 12-minute plus song. But I will say Part 1, I think, was a little bit better than Part 2, but I'll put them together anyway. Starting with Part 1, very chaotic. There's a lot going on, but it also is working together, and it's very, very inventive, and I love that. The ending of it, towards the end, it summed it up really well with the instrumentals and what was going on there. Lots of passion and powerful singing in this song too, which definitely is a plus, 100%. Passion is great, because you can have a lot of powerful instrumentals in a song and really good instrumentals, but it's hard to ride that wave, if that makes sense. An example I can think of is Clouds by NF. He rides that song really well and has such a performance. Performance is key in music, and it's important when you have an over-the-top instrumental or, yeah, very chaotic one. You gotta ride it. You gotta make yourself more powerful than the instrumentals still, and really sync well with it. And I think The Weeknd definitely does do a good job in The Birds. Speaking of which, Part 2 was very accented in the use of instrumentals, and it was another out-of-worldly experience. Again, quite of a numbed-down version of Part 1. Yeah, which means it was kind of chill at the same time. The main thing in this song was the creepy bird sound effects at the end of the song. That was ridiculously creepy. Creepiest bird sounds I've heard, full stop, and good job on that. He could honestly put that into a horror movie and it would fit perfectly, honestly. And therefore, The Birds Part 1 and Part 2 go in the B tier. Almost an A tier for me, but it wouldn't be something I'd come back to. But yeah, definitely well done on that. Next, we have Valerie. Now, Valerie, it's a good song to finish off the mixtape. It's funny because I think the best song I ranked last time for the House of Balloons mixtape was 28. That was it. 28 was the best song in the album, and it was the ending. So I was like, no way has it happened again. And although I haven't put it at the top, it was a good song to finish off the album. An overall pleasure to listen to. And I think the backup vocals were key in the song to deliver that. And similar to 28, I think had a similar kind of feel to it. Definitely a great listen and a playlist ad, as I did say, I think, in the video. Therefore, this song's an A tier, honestly. A tier song. Next, we have The Rolling Stone. The best song in the album, in my opinion. I'm also going to put an A tier at the same level as Valerie, but I think it is the best. It's hitting the heights in terms of a vocal performance on a track. Definitely the best performance in the album, in my opinion. While also delivering more on that story I was told of by all the Weeknd fans, which was lacking in a lot of the songs, but I think this one definitely did bring it back a little and added a bit more of a meaning to the mixtape overall. I think it addressed the song Gone as well, and the music video as well, from memory, had a little bit of a meaning to it. I'll put the comment for that as well. Thanks, man. Therefore, yep, that's an A tier song, and definitely was Weeknd at his best in this time period. So, therefore, this is the album tier list for the Thursday mixtape. Overall, it's a score of 3.3 out of 6. This is kind of the ranking system I've done here. You can see how I rank it, so I kind of do an average of each tier has a score, and you add them up and then take the average, and that's kind of what I've done here. So it's a 3.3 out of 6. You know, over halfway means it's not in the bad territory. You may be wondering, where does this rank in all the albums I've ranked so far? This is the leaderboard. We've got obviously at the bottom, unfortunately, but that's because I haven't ranked any bad albums yet. Trust me, if we were doing a Cardi B shit, I don't think she'd get a 1. I hate her so much, and I probably should stop, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So it's a little bit lower than the House of Balloons one, but not by much. And I've been told the Echoes of Silence mixtape is maybe the best one by a lot of Weeknd fans. I'm interested to see how that goes, honestly. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please drop a like down below and subscribe if you are new. We've ranked 4 successive albums so far, slash mixtapes. So, yeah, make sure you get on tune for the Echoes of Silence. We're already a little bit into it. Dirty Diana, freaking amazing song, honestly. React to that video. There's a card up there. Just get on it, man. Pumped for the journey. Let's go. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
That's so shameful. Guess that's what I get for being faithful. Oh, you think I'm soulless cause the bank's full? Yeah, oh, you think I'm heartless cause